When you think of Goa, these are the images that flood your mind. The sun, the sand, the beaches. This is paradise, a place which greets you with its arms wide open, hands you a cold brew and urges you to sit back and let life happen. In Konkani, it's called Susegad, which roughly translates to living your life to the fullest. A philosophy designed to free you from the tentacles of time, and one which permeates every nook and corner of this coastal state. So there's no escaping it. Life here just cannot be rushed, as every moment is meant to be lived. And if there is one motorcycle that fits the bill of the quintessential Goan bike, it is this, the all-new Royal Enfield Classic 350. And it clearly looks the part. It's distinctive post-war styling inspired from the G2. Characterized by this teardrop tank, you have the cascade headlamp. I think it blends in perfectly with this old, beautiful Portuguese architecture that Goa is renowned for. But then again, Goa is also the party capital of India. And the Classic 2 in its defense is now young at heart, the brand new 349cc J platform engine, which we have first seen on the Meteor. One which delivers a riding experience that seems to be tailored to thrive on the streets of Goa. But the aim here is not to arrive quickly, but to arrive in style. The early bird doesn't get the worm here, the most patient one does. You'll be hard pressed to find a cup of chai first thing in the morning on your early morning ride, because the locals love to watch the sunrise as much as you do. There's also no point charging into the Serpentine Road, because you're guaranteed to find a gang of cows chomping on in a blind corner. So you might as well just put your head down, enjoy the empty highway that you have to yourself, and feel the warm glow as the first rays hit you. And there are very few motorcycles which do this as eloquently as the Classic 350. The ergonomics offer you a commanding view of the world ahead in front of you. You have 27 Newton meters of torque at your beck and call. And of course, the intoxicating burble of the long stroke 349cc single, which is guaranteed to put a smile on your face as it would turn heads as you finally roll up for breakfast. As I sit here and finally have this cup of chai, I cannot help but think about this time, the last few months that I've lived here in Goa, and the impact that has had on this review. When you're used to the fast life, it takes you a while to come to grips with Goa and the pace of the life here. But once you embrace it, once you really embrace the concept of Susegad, you start living in the moment and truly enjoying it. A lesson which has also helped me understand and look at the Classic a little bit differently. Because to be honest, I never could understand how the Classic was the highest selling bike in RE's lineup. Maybe because I could never look past the vibrations. But now, with the J platform engine and the refinement it brings to the table, I can finally see, the beauty of the old school engine and have all that experience that people talk about in its purest form. They have made a very, very big step in terms of refinement. There are barely any vibes. Even when you are riding it at full chat, there are barely any buzz on the bars or the pegs, even when you have the throttle completely pinned. And the same refinement also moves on to the gearbox, which shifts in perfectly. It's very precise, and also finding neutral is very, very easy. On the tech front, I love how they've seamlessly integrated the USB charger and how you can also buy the Tripper, the navigation pod, as an accessory. Then you have the ride quality, which is nice and plush, with only the sharpest bumps getting through to you. And it is also really spacious and really comfortable to accommodate a pillion. But having said that, there's still room for improvement. Starting with the clutch. The clutch is still on the heavier side, especially in stop-go traffic, so that can be lighter. Also on the stopping front, you have a 100/90 wider front section tire. You also get bigger 300mm disc at the front and a 270mm disc at the back. So that has of course improved the braking performance, but I still feel the stopping power, all-out stopping power can be better, especially at the front, to bring this 195 kg juggernaut to a stop. And then you have the seat. I do miss the springs, but it's a cool seat nonetheless, the rider seat. But it has not really been designed for long distance touring. In fact, if that is your intention, if you're looking for a touring companion, then the Meteor 350 I think makes a more convincing argument, because it's lighter, it has a bigger fuel tank, it also gets better wind protection, and the ergonomics too are more touring friendly. But if you are willing to forego some of that practicality and purposefulness for some old school panache, if you're truly willing to embrace this Susegad form of riding, then I think the Classic 350, now that it has finally got the update that it should have got a long time ago, still continues to be a strong player in this realm of retro motorcycling.